911, what is the address of your emergency?
78. Help!
Aliens about 1 operator 6180. What's the address of your emergency? 1797 Sumter Street, we're being robbed at gunpoint.
No. They're following me to my house. The guns are already out. She's shooting. Okay.
Hello and welcome to Stop the Threat. My name is James Towle. On this week's episode, we take you to the Hoosier state of Indiana for a reenactment which we have entitled Party Crashers. Thank you for tuning in this week. We appreciate your attendance as well as your comments. And thank you, panel, for being here. Let me just start with this. As it implies, we are going to see someone crash a party. So it does involve an open carry weapon. So without really getting into it too deeply, let's just talk about having a party. Now, we all carry guns. I'm sure that many of you out there do 24/7, just like the rest of us. But when you go to a party, Wes, what do you do with your gun?
I leave it locked up.
In the car?
In the car, or if it depends on whose house I'm at. If it's a partner's house or a friend's house, we'll have some place there that we put our guns.
Okay, so you won't go into the house.
Oh, I'll go into the house, but I'm not going to drink with carrying a firearm.
See, that's where I'm going, actually. Yeah. Okay, before we go to that part.
Well, same with me. If I'm going into a friend's house, I will continue to carry because it's safer on me than if I leave it in my car or put it somewhere in the house, but I don't drink.
Right, so you're not going to be as much fun. You're not going to enjoy yourself as much.
They might beg to differ because I'm a riot at parties.
Okay, Tammy?
On occasion, it stays at home, but there are definitely occasions at a friend's house that they will carry into the house and secure them there.
Okay, you're having a party, or it's your party. Are you carrying your gun at your party?
Probably.
You know, when I was growing up, Dad had a drawer, and it had a locked drawer on it, okay? And people would come in, and they would immediately go over to the drawer, they'd put their gun in it, and then they'd go in to the party. I mean, it was an accepted fact that that's what you did. Now, a lot of folks went in, they had too much to drink, and they forgot their gun when they went home. Okay, came back the next day and got it. There was nothing wrong with that. Some of them realized they had too much to drink, and they just chose not to take the gun. They just left it. Hey, we go pick it up tomorrow. Fine.
I think there's a legal issue here.
Yeah, I agree, because if you're a gun-carrying citizen and you're responsible about it, know the laws of your state, because some states prohibit carrying a firearm into the home of another person without that person's consent. And if you're discovered and the homeowner is offended or angered by it, you could find yourself in hot water.
I did not know that. There are some states that have that law. Did you know that?
No, but it's reasonable. It makes a lot of sense.
I just have never heard that before, so I guess I'm surprised at that. All right, so I can actually report somebody for having a weapon at my party. A gun at my party.
For example, if you live in the state of Louisiana, you need the homeowner's permission to be in that house with a firearm.
In Texas, if you are going to a party and they say, I know you carry a gun everywhere you go, but you can't bring it to my house, if they notify you, verbal notice of the person who's in apparent authority of that home, then you cannot. But if you have the legal right to be there and no one's told you you cannot have it, then you're good.
Okay, well, that's interesting information. I don't know how many of us knew that. I'm one of the ones that didn't, actually, so I've learned something. I'm still kind of in between on how to handle a gun when you're at a party. I guess I'm going to ask you at home what you do. Let me know what you do. Maybe you have a way or means that we haven't touched upon here. But everybody showing up to the party with a gun, and there's alcohol, and some people are going to say to me, well, you can't carry a gun into a bar. What's the difference?
But you can sometimes.
But you can sometimes. So is this falls upon your personal responsibility. This is a decision that you have to make. And if it's your decision to leave it in the car or leave it at home, do so. It's your decision. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. We're going to watch Party Crashers, and I'm going to show you part one. There is an open carry involved here, which will lead to a lot of conversation, and I know it will be helpful. So let's watch part one, and we'll go from there.
Mike, you enjoying those hot dogs?
Yeah, all right. I could do better. You throw some party. And next time, let's do this at my place. I've got a new grill out back. I'll cook you some real food.
So you're insulting my cooking now?
Hey, I've got to take this. I'll be right back. Hey, what's up? I told you I was off this weekend.
So you sure you know where this place is?
Oh, here it is up here. Yeah, this is the place Dave was telling me about.
Right here?
Uh-huh.
So, we're just gonna walk in there and take what we want, huh?
It's a big party. Dave invited us. No one will even notice us. We'll just mix in, mingle a little, say hi to Dave. Then when we get a minute, we'll take whatever we can sneak out easily. We'll get out.
And what if we're caught?
You still got your piece, right? Great. Take it with you just in case.
You guys are a little late to the party, aren't you?
Yeah, we got lost. Hey, have you seen Dave?
Yeah, he's around back.
Dave!
Oh, good. I didn't think you were gonna make it.
Yeah, we got a little lost.
Hey, make yourself at home. Enjoy the party. There's lots of food. Oh, and go introduce yourself to the host. He's easy to spot. He's the one with the gun on his hip.
A gun? Okay.
You find anything?
Good food?
Thought we were here to take something.
Yeah, what'd you find?
Nothing. Either there aren't any valuables here or he's got it locked up somewhere.
I got an idea. Hey, great party. Love the food.
Thanks. I'm sorry I don't recognize you.
Oh, I'm Carl, and this is John. Dave invited us along. Hope that's okay?
Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you too.
I always carry, whether I'm home or out. Doesn't make you uncomfortable, I hope.
No, I was actually admiring it. It's a really nice piece.
Yeah.
I like it.
You want to see it?
Could I?
Sure.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a really good weight to it. Feels really good in the hand. I think I'm gonna keep it.
It's his gun now.
Okay, so I guess this is what I knew was going to take place, and that's the reason why the open carry and concealed carry thing is going to come to the surface here quickly. You said, Counselor, that at your party you would probably remain armed.
Concealed.
Concealed armed.
Yes.
So does it seem appropriate to be open carry at your party?
If that's what you do in your own home, that's up to you.
Wes?
I get mixed emotions about open carry. So yeah, if you're in your own home, you're on your own property.
Certainly this doesn't happen all the time. This is not something that, you read about a lot. This particular incident is going to occur because they went in to steal something. They found they couldn't steal what they were hoping for, but the fact that that man was open carry gave them the idea that, okay, hey, if nothing else, we're going to walk away with a gun. That's what we're going to do. This story wouldn't even be on if it was concealed carry. this never would have occurred. You know, I mean, within 90% anyway. And I know all of you are going to say to me, yeah, James, I mean, you don't like open carry. That's not true. I'll tell you what I do like and what I don't like. I like the fact that perhaps sometimes open carry is appropriate. Other times, concealed carry is appropriate. I don't think you should be stuck in either one necessarily. And I want to hear from you. I know that you will not hesitate to come forward with the different arguments, pro and con. But I can tell you that this particular incident that we're looking at is based upon the fact that this man chose to open carry. That's number one. And number two is, if you're going to open carry, oh, you want to look at it? Come on. Come on.
What was he thinking?
That's the reason why, or certainly one of the reasons I am going to list for you not to open carry. If you get into a situation where somebody's going, hey, gee, can I look at that? You know, I hope that you're strong enough to say, no, I don't think so.
2 seconds ago, he didn't even know the man's name, and now he's unloading his firearm and handing it over.
Yeah. Right. And remember now, these are real reenactments. We don't make this up. This is what happened to the best of our knowledge. Okay, I know you're not going to like the way I phrase this. One bad decision leads to another is going to lead to something worse. Anybody want to get in here and bail me out?
No, I think you're right. He was asking for it. I mean, I know I'm not saying it right either, but it's almost like saying, okay, you're asking for it. You deserve to be robbed because you did a very dumb thing.
It goes back to your intended consequences and the unintended consequences of your actions.
Yes.
You know, and even in the circumstance at a party, I mean, even if they hadn't handed it over to him, are you prepared to get into a retention issue if somebody tried to grab that gun out of that holster because they know it's there?
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
And are you trained for that?
And even if it's just joking, because some guys had too much to drink, and hey, you know, and he goes over there and tries to remove it from that really nice-looking holster. I hope you noticed that. But anyway, something again, bad decision leads to bad decision leads to bad decision. Hey, when we come back, I'm going to show you part 2. This is going to be a difficult one to actually sum up. Don't go away. Thanks for coming back, viewers. As you can see, this is going to be a controversial series here that we're running today. Actually, Wes just made a note that maybe you did not notice and I missed. Go ahead, Wes.
Well, I mean, you have the host carrying open carry there with what looks to be a Beretta 92 that has the hammer back and the safety off on it. So he's carrying it in a inappropriate mode, unsafe mode. So we got a storm that's building that's getting ready to crash.
Right. It's not looking good. And as far as gun handling goes, Tammy, are you comfortable with that?
How he took the gun from his holster and unloaded it, not particularly. I think there could have been a lot safer ways, especially in an atmosphere like that, to go somewhere else and handle a loaded gun. It would have been great if it had been in a retention holster as well. I completely agree that it shouldn't have been in that condition, but in that environment of people drinking, retention holster would have made a much better choice.
Absolutely.
You're at the party, you have a concealed gun because that's the way you would prefer to do it, right?
Yes.
Someone notices it because you fall forward and maybe they see that, and they come up to you and they say, "Counselor, can I look at your gun?" You're going to say,
No.
No, I'm a good friend of yours, Counselor, why not?
No, because I don't take it out of the holster unless I intend to use it. And my good friends will know that, especially my good friends that carry. I think it's a rude question to ask, and if somebody were to ask me to do that, I would say no, and as many times as I need to say no, and I don't think I need to explain my answer.
Okay, my buddy's about to buy a gun. What do you carry? Are you going to go into a conversation about your gun?
Sure, I'd be happy to talk to him about it, but I will never take it out of the holster. And as I recall from that scene, he took it out of the holster and pointed it in a direction where I think there were people on the other side of that table. And even though he was trying to unload it, as Wes described, the circumstances of the way he was carrying it, there could have been an unwanted discharge. I always talk to people about guns and kinds of guns, but I'm not going to take my gun out of the holster in that situation.
It's not the time or the place.
Not the time
later.
or the
We'll talk about it
Meet
later.
him at the range.
Right. Okay, let's watch part 2. See what happens.
I think I'm gonna keep it.
It's his gun now. You just stay where you're at.
What the hell?
Stay calm. Don't want to hurt anybody.
Call 911. Get back here! Go, go, go.
Police are on their way. You okay?
Yeah, they ran off. Left the gun.
Okay, there's probably 2 or 3 things here that I would want to make a remark about. You want to start?
I just, this whole thing of pursuing, and I mean, somebody at your party knows them by name. They were brought there. I mean, these are somebody we could find later, you could deal with later. Putting yourself or your guests in danger. They shot back at the house.
Right.
They only took out a potted plant, but I mean, they shot back at the house.
Counselor?
I agree. These two guys are, what they did was really stupid because Dave knows who they are. And they told the party host, Dave invited us. So what they did, it's beyond logic that they would think they could get away with that.
Tammy, you want to add anything?
I think everybody's, really got a good grasp on it. They unarmed man chased somebody with a gun out of the house. He was safe in the house. Stay in there where you're safe. They know who these people are. You'll get it back. Or at least they'll get them. Something. It's not a bad situation. You're safe. Just stay inside. That was not necessary.
I don't know. Just like I said earlier, one bad decision leads to another bad decision. This whole thing is tumbling downhill. And you know what? They're lucky no one was hurt. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. There was a couple of issues that we probably didn't have time to mention, and I want to go ahead and mention them. And actually, I'm going to let Jim mention them.
Well, I agree with everything that Tammy and Wes have said about him pursuing those 2 gentlemen outside of the house. That was bad judgment, but it was also bad judgment for him to get in his car and use his car as a weapon. Because even though he didn't have another firearm and chased them with a gun, he went after them with his car, and cars are deemed to be a weapon. And you don't want to get caught in that situation especially when you pursue 2 bad guys. So, and in this case, you don't want to take a car to a gunfight.
Okay, so there is a possibility then that, who would bring that up though? I mean, who's going to bring up the fact that it was a decision to use the car as a weapon? I mean, what side of the case are we on here?
I think a prosecutor might view it that way. But from a strategic standpoint, a self-defense standpoint, a car is going to be no match for a firearm. And so when he got in that car, all I could think about was, if those guys get out of their car and start shooting at him, he's a goner.
Right. Yeah, and that's probably a good point. You want to go with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess you could probably argue the use of the weapon versus just blocking it in. But I mean, it certainly had the timing issue been different, and it looked more like he had rammed their car as opposed to simply blocking them in. I could have easily seen it swing that direction.
Tammy? I'll give you the follow-up.
I didn't expect the cars to hit. I thought he was just going to pursue and chase them.
Which would have been worse, probably.
Yeah, but again, they have a loaded firearm. They've already established that. They're happy to shoot at you. They shot at your house, and you would be in a bad situation all over again. So there's nothing good there.
Yeah, I think we've had some reenactments in the past, and I know many of you will remember this, where a pursuit happened. And I don't know, Counselor, is that a good idea to all of a sudden you're going to jump in a car and go after the bad guy? I mean, I know it's not here, but I know it comes up from time to time.
Generally, no. It depends. If you know they're going after a loved one and they're going to hurt that loved one, then you might be justified in chasing them and stopping it. But in this case, no. They got what they wanted and they were fleeing, and he has no business pursuing them.
Okay, and fleeing may be the key word there, huh? There was no threat.
No, not anymore.
Okay, let's see. At what point did the threat stop?
I think the threat stops when they got in their car and started it, and you could tell. I think any reasonable person would say, okay, they've started their car, they're going to leave. And I've just been shot at. Do I want to go in the direction of that firearm or in the other direction?
Well, the threat would have stopped when the guy ran out the front door. He pursued him to the door and said, hey, get back here.
Right.
And that's what reinitiated the whole situation,
Right.
and he shot at him. Then it was a whole nother ballpark.
Yeah,
at
that's a
that
very
point.
good point.
Okay. So here's the follow-up. As we saw, the gun was recovered. One bad guy was charged with 1 count of armed robbery. The other was charged with 1 count of armed robbery plus criminal recklessness and 3 counts of pointing a firearm. Well, anyway, it's an Indiana thing. There is no, I did look it up. If you point a gun at someone, you could be charged with a Class D felony, punishable by 6 months or 3 years in prison. If the weapon is unloaded, the charge is reduced to a Class A misdemeanor and carries a potential sentence of up to 1 year in jail and $5,000. Any of that surprise you?
Well, in a way, no, because legislatures like to tell us how to be safe, and so they create laws that they think are going to make us safer. So if they have a law where you can't point a gun at someone, no one's going to get shot. But those laws don't work.
Okay. You know, we could probably do a lot more in this, but I'm out of time. Thank you very much for tuning in. I look forward to your comments. We all look forward to your comments, and I know you'll have some. Be safe, be trained, be alert.